i-REITs. My name is Hanisha Mimi binti Muhammad Slizan. My matric number is 300933. So let me explain about i-REITs in simple way. Alright, imagine the situation. You want to invest, but at the same time you are thinking, I want something that is not too risky, but it must be halal. That's actually how many people get introduced to i-REIT. So what is i-REIT? Basically, i-REITs are Islamic property investment instrument. Instead of buying a building yourself, we invest together with other people, and that money is used to buy income-generating property like office building or shopping complex. The rental income from this property is then shared with investors, so you can earn regular income without having to manage the property. What makes i-REIT special is the Sharia compliance. All activity must be halal, meaning no involvement in interest, gambling or non-halal businesses. In Malaysia, i-REITs play an important role in the Islamic capital market. i-REITs are suitable for investors who want stable, long-term and halal return without the headache of owning property. We go to what is Islamic capital market. In Malaysia, we have something called the Islamic capital market or ICM. Basically, it is a part of the financial market where all investment must follow Islamic principles. So, even though it's operate together with the conventional capital market, the ICM avoid things like interest, gambling and high uncertainty. It also does not invest in businesses that are clearly not halal like liquor or gambling companies. The ICM in Malaysia has grown very fast over the years. Actually, Malaysia is now known as one of the global leaders in this area. This is because we have strong regulation with the Security Commission and Sharia Advisory Council, making sure everything in the market follows Sharia rule. In ICM, investor can choose from many products like sukuk, Islamic share, unit trust and ETF. What's interesting is that both Muslim and non-Muslim can invest because the market focuses on ethical and transparent investment. As the market continues to grow, new products are introduced such as i-REIT. i-REIT allow people to invest in property and earn rental income in a halal way. So overall, i-REITs help strengthen the ICM and support sustainable growth.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Anisha Nabila binti Syari. My matric number is 300741. Let's start with what i-REITs are. Islamic Real Estate Investment Trust combine the best features of real estate and trust funds. They are collective investment schemes that pool capital from multiple investors to acquire, own and manage income-generating real estate. i-REITs are similar to conventional REITs but must strictly adhere to Sharia principles. This means avoiding prohibited elements like riba or interest, gharar or excessive uncertainty, maisir or gambling, and involvement in haram sector. The main objective of i-REITs is to generate consistent revenue through Sharia-compliant capital gains and rental income. They offer several advantages. First, affordability, in which investors can participate in real estate with smaller capital compared to buying properties directly. Second, high dividend distribution, which is at least 90% of total income is paid out to unit holders to qualify for tax transparency. Key features include restricting tenants to halal activities, which is limiting non-compliant rental income to a maximum of 20% of total turnover, which is it will drop to under 5% after 10 years. And purifying any excess non-compliant income by donating to charity. Additionally, Sharia committee or advisor is appointed to monitor compliance in all areas. To ensure operations align with Islamic principles, i-REIT use specific Sharia-compliant contract that replace any speculative or interest-based element found in conventional REITs. The key contracts commonly involved are ijarah, sukuk, wakalah, and let's move to regulatory aspect. Malaysia is a global leader in i-REIT, with the Securities Commission Malaysia establishing a strong framework in 2005. All i-REITs must be listed on Bursa Malaysia and comply with general REITs rules and Sharia-specific requirements. Key regulations include the Capital Market and Services Act 2007, which provides the legal framework for establishment and management. Second, the guidelines on listed real estate investment trust, which it cover development, listing and operation. And the last one is guideline on Islamic capital market product and services with a dedicated section on i-REITs for Sharia compliance. On compliance aspect, All operations are reviewed by a mandatory Sharia committee or advisor registered with the Securities Commission to prohibit riba, gharar, maisir and any haram activities. Tenant restriction per the Sharia Advisory Council, which is properties are leased only for halal activities excluding alcohol, pornography, tobacco, conventional finance and others. Non-compliant rental income is capped at 20%, reducing to under 5% after the 10th fiscal year. Takaful is preferred for insurance, but conventional may be used if takaful is unavailable as approved by the Sharia advisor. Governance requires annual Sharia statement, report and channeling excess non-compliant income to charities or Baitul Mal. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Hafiza Risha binti Ismail, matric number 298524. I will continue with major players in Islamic Real Estate Investment Trust i-REIT in Malaysia. Generally, the success sustainability of i-REIT in Malaysia involve 5 main parties, namely regulators, REIT manager, Sharia advisory, Islamic financial institution, and of course investor. First is the regulatory authorities. The main responsible party is the Securities Commission Malaysia. The SC is responsible for formulating guidelines, approving the establishment of i-REITs and ensure that all activities comply with the Capital Markets in Service Act 2007. In addition, the Securities Commission Sharia Advisory Council (SAC) acts as the highest body that determines Sharia compliance status, including setting limits on non-Sharia compliance income and methods for disposing of or cleaning up such income. Meanwhile, Bursa Malaysia provides a platform for listing and trading i-REITs and ensures transparency through information disclosure requirements to investors. Second, the REIT manager. The REIT manager is responsible for the day-to-day management, investment strategy, property asset selection, tenant selection, and income distribution to unit holders. For i-REITs, the manager must ensure that all operation activities, financing structures, and rental agreements are in line with Sharia principle. Example of REIT managers in Malaysia includes Axis REIT Managers Berhad and KLCC REIT Managers Sendirian Berhad. That is Sharia advisors. Sharia advisors play a vital role in ensuring ongoing Sharia compliance. They review contracts, investment activities, rental agreements, and financing structures to avoid elements of riba, gharar, and maisir. In addition, Sharia advisors also prepare annual Sharia compliance report, which are very important to build investor confidence, especially Muslim investors. Next is Islamic financial institutions. Islamic financial institutions such as Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad, Maybank Islamic, and CIMB Islamic support the operation of i-REITs by providing Sharia compliance financing such as sukuk, Islamic financing, and takaful. The support of this institution allows i-REIT to raise capital and manage risk without involving element of interest or riba. Last but not least, investor. Investors are the primary stakeholders as they provide capital and receive returns in the form of income distribution and asset appreciation. i-REITs attract both retail and institutional investors looking for stable, ethical, and Sharia compliance investments. Next, I will discuss a real example of an i-REIT in Malaysia, which is Al-Akar Healthcare REIT. Al-Akar Healthcare REIT is an Islamic REIT listed on Bursa Malaysia and was first established in 2006. It is managed by JLG REIT Managers Sendirian Berhad. Al-Akar unique is its investment focus in the healthcare sector such as hospital, medical center, health education institution, and senior care facilities. Why healthcare sector? It is because investment in the healthcare sector are considered more stable because healthcare services are a basic need of society and are less affected by economic fluctuation than other sectors such as retail or hospitality. In addition, Al-Aqar Healthcare REIT is a real asset-based investment where unit holders have an indirect interest in assets such as hospital and medical center. Return to investors are obtained through rental income and are distributed in the form of periodic dividends without involving element of riba, gharar, or maisir. This is the performance data of Al-Aqar Healthcare REIT. The results show that total asset value remains stable at around 1.8 billion from 2021 to 2025. Net asset value increased until 2023 before a slight decline. The income distribution per unit show fluctuation but increased again to 7.9 cents in 2025. The asset occupancy rate remained high with around 20 to 24 properties. This data show that despite the annual income fluctuation, the strength of Al-Aqar asset and net worth remains strong, making it a stable investment instrument in the long term. In conclusion, Al-Aqar Healthcare REIT proved that i-REIT have the potential of offer stable income, Sharia-compliant investment, and contribution to the basic need of society in line with the objective of Maqasid Sharia.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Sharifah Sofia binti Said Yusof. My metric number is 300963. For my part, I will explain the benefits and challenges of Islamic Real Estate Investment Trust or i-REITs. First, one of the main benefits of i-REITs is that they are considered lower risk compared to many other investment instruments. This is mainly because i-REITs generate income from rental payments that are usually secured through long-term lease agreements with tenants. As a result, investors enjoy a more stable and predictable cash flow. Like direct property ownership, investors do not need to manage tenants, maintenance, or operational matters. In addition, i-REITs are known for providing consistent dividend distributions attractive to investors who focus on regular income and long-term financial stability. These steady returns can also help protect investors from inflation as rental income and property values tend to increase over time. The second benefit is portfolio diversification. By investing in i-REITs, investors can diversify their portfolio by adding real estate assets alongside other investments such as equities or sukuk. This diversification helps reduce overall investment risk because returns are not dependent on only one asset or sectors. When one investment performs poorly, another may perform better, which helps stabilize total returns. Therefore, i-REITs play an important role in managing uncertainty and maintaining performance during market fluctuations. Another key benefit of i-REITs is affordability. i-REITs allow retail investors, including students and young professionals, to participate in the real estate market with a relatively small amount of capital. Compared to direct property ownership, which requires a large upfront payment and ongoing costs, i-REITs provide access to high-value commercial properties without management responsibilities. i-REITs also face several challenges. The first challenge is the limitation of the investment universe. i-REITs must comply strictly with Sharia principles, which restrict investments in properties linked to non-permissible activities such as conventional banking, gambling, and alcohol. This Sharia screening process reduces the number of eligible properties and may limit diversification and growth opportunities compared to conventional REITs. In cases, if a tenant's activities become non-Sharia compliant, the i-REIT may need to terminate the lease, which can disrupt income. The second challenge is management-related risk. The performance of i-REITs depends heavily on the quality and integrity of the management team. Effective management is essential for making sound decisions on property acquisition, tenant selection, and cost control. In addition, managers must ensure continuous Sharia compliance under the supervision of a Sharia advisory committee. Any failure in governance or compliance can damage investor confidence and negatively affect the reputation and sustainability of the i-REIT. Lastly, i-REITs are exposed to market and economic factors. Economic downturns, changes in investor sentiment, and fluctuations in interest rate can affect demand for i-REITs units. Even when the underlying properties remain stable, market perception can cause unit prices to fall. As a result, investors may experience capital losses if they sell their units during unfavorable
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ayu BIFCK3013. My metric number 300873. In conclusion, Islamic Real Estate Investment Trust or i-REITs play an important role in strengthening the Islamic capital market in Malaysia. They give investors the opportunity to invest in real estate while remaining Sharia compliant without elements such as riba, gharar, or maisir, and they offer returns that are generally more stable. The growth of i-REITs is strongly supported by the Security Commission Malaysia and the Sharia Advisory Council. A good example is Al-Aqar healthcare rates, which show that i-REITs can generate consistent and sustainable income, especially in essential sectors like healthcare and are less affected by market uncertainty. Even though i-REITs offer benefits such as diversification, lower risk, and easier access to investment, there are still challenges, particularly in securing fully Sharia-compliant assets and managing market-related risks. In this issue are not addressed, they may affect performance and investor confidence. Therefore, continuous effort to strengthen governance, encourage innovation, and increase public awareness, they are very important. With strong support and effective strategies, i-REITs have great potential to continue growing and to contribute to sustainable economic development based on Islamic values. Islamic REITs or i-REITs can grow even stronger if we focus on three main areas. First, we need to increase awareness and education among investors. This includes helping the public, especially new and retail investors, better understand what i-REITs are, how they work, and what their benefits and risks are. By using technology, webinar, and learning programs, more people will become confident to invest in i-REITs as long-term option. When awareness increases, the demand also grows, which helps improve market liquidity and efficiency. Second, i-REITs managers should work more closely with property developers and Islamic financial institutions to increase the supply of Sharia-compliant assets. This can be done through developing new Sharia-compliant properties from the planning stage and or converting existing assets to meet Sharia requirements. With more compliant assets, i-REITs can diversify their portfolio and reduce dependence on one sector, making them more attractive compared to conventional REITs. Lastly, strong corporate governance and Sharia compliance must continue to be strengthened. Regular Sharia review, audits, and responsible management practices are important to ensure stable and sustainable income. With strong governance and integrity, investor confidence will grow, and i-REITs can continue to be trusted and as competitive and reliable Islamic investment instrument.